I want to protect the infrastructure, the network, even if you are a legal or an employee that works from home that wants to access our internal resources. فمعنى ذلك ان الفاير وول ما بقاش كفايه عشان احمي النتورك بتاعتي. لا ده انا لازم كمان يكون عندي طريقه ما احمي الاجهزه اللي جايه من بره او احمي النتورك بتاعتي من الاجهزه اللي جايه من بره. Because this is the public resource that we want to provide external users to access it.
If you put it inside the internal firewall, what will happen? Will the other people not access this one?
Can access it, but it's which should be more secure? This public resource or this internal resource? What do you think? Which should be more secure? Which should be more protected? This one or this?
Both of them.
But the level of protection for sure will be different. Yeah, this is why to get inside you have to pass through 2 firewalls. But if you want to access the public resource, you just have to go through a single firewall. So
sometimes web server have more sensitive for the user accounts and all these things.
No, actually it should be within your internal resources.
That's the question, that's why you put the web server in between. Why not you put the two firewalls? Because the more firewalls, the more the stronger security.
This is the standard model, but for sure you can add more firewall if you feel that your web server should be more protected. But most of the implementation, you will find that a web server or the public resources in general will be within the DMZ. Okay? But if you want to provide more protection, you can add more firewall.
Is it the case that you want to protect it from the internal people to the web server?
To protect the web server from the internal, from internal, also from external. Because as you know, we have internal attacker and external attacker.
So that employee can be the attacker.
Yes, that's right. Okay, but now to be protected using just a firewall, to be protected just using the physical design, how to put your firewall, how to put your servers, it's not the whole issue. You have to consider other issues. Because now I'm working from outside the company. Now I'm working from the internet, from the home. There is some sort of partnership between the company and other companies. So we want to provide some sort of other protections which has been provided by NAT, or Network Access Protection. What's the protection that will be provided by NAT? الجديد بقى اللي موجود معانا في 2008 which is ان هو عمليا مش حاجه جديده قوي في التكنولوجي. يعني مايكروسوفت قدمت التكنولوجي او قدمت التول اللي بتساعدك انك تحقق الكلام ده. الكلام ده بيتحقق برضه ببرودكتس ثانيه او بفندرز ثانيين. الناب بيعمل ايه؟ ان انا دلوقتي ككمبيوتر، الكمبيوتر بتاعي بيحاول يدخل النتورك وات ايفر بقى جاي منين. يعني وات ايفر ان انت جاي من دي اتش تي بي او بتحاول تاخد اي بي من دي اتش تي بي، جاي بتحاول تكونكت على راوتر، بتحاول تكونكت على سويتش، الكمبيوتر بتاعك بيحاول ياكسس النتورك بتاعك. قبل ما الكمبيوتر يحاول ياكسس النتورك هنبتدي نعمل some sort of validation. This is the difference between the NAB and the protection that has been provided by firewall. The NAB will check against some sort of checklist. If your computer is healthy, whatever the location of your computer, is it inside the company, outside the company, we will make some sort of checks. If your computer is healthy, we will provide you with the access to the internal resources. What do we mean by healthy? For example, do you have an antivirus? Do you enable the Windows update? Do you have the latest update version of the service pack? Do you enable a firewall on your machine? Which type of antivirus you have? We will need some sort of checks against your computer. بعد ما نعمل التشيكس دي او بعد ما الاسئله دي كلها يتم الاجابه عليها ونشوف هل انت عندك فيروس ولا هل عندك انتي فيروس ولا لا، هل عندك ويندوز ابديت ولا لا، هل عندك فاير وول ولا لا. بعد ما نعمل كل التشيكس دي، التشيكس دي هتتعمل ازاي؟ These checks will be downloaded from the NPS server, the network policy server, to the intermediate device. This intermediate device will send the policy check to your computer. Your computer will be checked against these policies. If all of these policies with true, if all of these policies has been checked that you are compliant with, if you are not complying with this policy, you will be logged onto a restricted network. You will not logged into the real or the production network. You will logged onto the restricted network. What's the purpose of logging you to the restricted network? To get compliant, to download the updates, to download an antivirus. It can be automated. يعني from the user perspective, we don't need the user to install antivirus manually. I can automate the process, the whole process بشكل تلقائي. فاليوزر بيحاول يدخل على الشبكه ما بيقدرش نظرا ان هو مش متوافق مع البوليسي بتاعتي. ممكن ان انا افصله تماما. The user can be totally terminated if you want, or it can be just logged onto a restricted network if it's not compliant with our policy. طيب اثناء ما هو في الريستريكتد نتورك دي زي ما انت شايف كده بندخله على حاجه اسمها remediation servers which will try to make this computer compliant. whatever بقى the compliant يعني هيتم ازاي؟ سواء ان انا زي ما بقول لك ان انا انستول سوفت انتي فيروس، ان انا انزل لك لابس ابديت، ان انا enable الفاير وول. all of these compliance issues can be automated and will be applied to the client automatically. لو اليوزر متوافق مع البوليسي في هذه الحاله بيقدر يدخل على الكوربريت نتورك. يبقى انا يعني this model now is not focusing on from where you are trying to access our resources. The previous model, which is based on firewall, is totally based on from where you are trying to access our resources. Now we are trying to focus on is the resource or the device that you are using to access our resources is a secure device or not? Is it a compliant or compatible with our policies or not? So this is actually the new model that can be achieved with the NAP.
So we have to use this model would be applied to the local users which we cooperate to the users in which
we will discuss what type of scenarios that we can use to take benefit of NAP in the next step. Now, which type of traffic that we can apply this type of protection on? اوكي انا فهمت الناب ان هو عباره عن ان واحد بيحاول يدخل على النتورك بتاعتي فبشوف هل هو متوافق مع البوليسي دي ولا لا. طيب يعني بيحاول يدخل منين؟ لو بيحاول يدخل من wired network, if this type of traffic is come from a wired network switch, wired switch or router, this type of NAP protection can be applied. لو اليوزر ده came from a wireless network, this type of NAP protection can be applied. If this user is trying to get, or this computer actually, if this computer actually is trying to get an IP address from a DHCP server, these policies will be applied. If you are familiar with a huge problem with the networking, which is if I got my laptop and install it or put the network faceplate or the network cable on my laptop, if I'm a visitor here, I will get an IP address from the DHCP. Even I'm not authorized to get such IP address. But the IP address, sorry, the DHCP does not have any method to identify if your computer is considered a corporate computer, so we can give you an IP address or not. But with the NAP or the NPS server, we can know that this computer is member within a domain. So we can give you an IP address. This computer will not get an IP address from the DHCP except if it matches with the following conditions, the compliant policy that you have to define. So this type of traffic can be validated by the NPS, the VPN or dial-up accounts or dial-up traffic. Now, which scenarios or how can we take the benefit of NAP? First of all, the roaming computer, our laptop. If I'm using my laptop to log on or to get access to the local resources of the corporate from my home, from internet cafe, from anywhere, this laptop must be always compatible with our security policy. That's even for desktop computers. How could I know that the antivirus that has been installed on your desktop is still enabled, still updated? How could I know that your firewall is still enabled on your desktop? with MPS or the NAB, we can take control of such feature. Even we can apply these rules for the visiting people. If anyone is trying to visit our center or our